Hello, everyone. My name is Emily Golia. I am a Los Angeles-based actor, director, and singer, and I am here with Rob Byron, fantastic photographer. And let's see some of his shots before we get started. Hello, Rob. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Glad to be here.
Great. So glad to meet you. Can you first tell me where you are from and how you found your passion for photography?
Well, I'm currently living in Fuquay-Varina, North Carolina, doing commercial photography here. And I first, guess, got started with photography with a little tiny camera that I bought out of the back of a comic book when I was probably 10 years old.
Out of a
And
comic book?
when I
That's
sent
so.
the film off and got the pictures back, I was just amazed that, these pictures came out of this little tiny camera. And so over the years, I kind of graduated up to different cameras to when I was in high school. Got an SLR, film SLR.
Mhm.
And my photography teacher suggested that I go around and start taking pictures of the young couples at lunchtime. So I started doing that and started selling the pictures to them. So that's how I got a taste for making money in photography. And then I went to photography school, and the rest of that rest is history.
That is incredible. I mean, you started so young.
I was 17 when I did my first professional job when I was 17.
Wow.
So I've been doing it for 43 years now.
That is incredible. And what is your
Not long.
favorite no, a novice. No, I'm just kidding. So what is your favorite type of photography to do? I know you said you do commercial photography. Is
Um,
that what your where your passion is, or is that
you
different?
know, I like lots of different types of photography. I specialize in commercial photography because that seems to be where the money is. But I love doing it as well because I'm constantly meeting new people.
Hmm.
Um, and every shoot is different, so it's a challenge as well because I never know what kind of lighting I'm going to have to do, who I'm going to be working with, and that type of thing. So everything's a challenge, and I like a challenge.
Of course. Do you
Right.
do mostly in a studio or is it outside or like?
Mostly I do it on location, so I go to a client's business. I do a lot of restaurant photography, a lot of food photography. We do a lot of portraits for businesses, doctors' offices, lawyers, and that type of thing. We'll go in and do portraits and that type of thing. We also do the interiors of offices and that type of show people at work and that type of thing. We do industrial photography where we'll go and we'll show people working on, say, machinery or doing their jobs at work and that type of thing. Um, we
Wow.
do product photography. People will bring products to the studio. We'll take pictures of the products here, or we'll go to the business and take pictures of their products and those types of things. So we do a wide variety of different commercial projects. Uh, so
And it really is. I mean, everything that you're saying, you really have to be on your feet about what you're going to do because you're every time you're at a new session, you're in a new location. It's not like people are always coming and you have the same lighting setup. You have to get there and really assess the situation.
it is, but lighting is lighting. So, and I take my own lights with me. So, I can light most things the same way. But then there are times when, if I'm outdoors, I have to deal with natural light. And
Yeah.
so, if I'm out in bright sunlight and there's no shade anywhere, because I would probably choose somewhere that was shady to get better light. But if it's bright sunlight, you kind of have to deal with it and kind of shade things as best you can, bring out big reflectors and that type of thing to kind of shade people and hide them and that type of thing. So,
Totally.
it can be challenging like that. But most of the time, if it's indoors, I'm using my own light, I got it made.
You can make it work. That's
I
great.
can make it work. Yeah.
So this past, these past 18 months were so crazy with everything shutting down. How did you keep the creative juices flowing when you weren't able to go into these other, into restaurants and into, or were you still doing it? Were you one of the
We were
lucky
still
few?
doing it. We were fortunate in that most of our clients, we have a lot of repeat clients as well. So we had a lot of clients that, they still needed advertising. They still needed these things, still needed pictures. So we were able to do it. We followed the COVID protocols. We did wore masks and that type of thing. And especially with the restaurant industry, when they were able to open back up, uh, we jumped right in there again.
You're
So
ready.
and so it actually worked out pretty well for us. And a lot of businesses that typically wouldn't have used our services seem to all of a sudden jump on board and want to use our services because of the lockdowns and those types of things. So we actually picked up a little business that we wouldn't have ordinarily had.
Oh, wow. That is very fortunate. That's
It
fantastic.
is.
I
We
mean,
were very, very
it
fortunate.
makes sense because, everything moved online. And in order to sell something, you need a good photo. Like
That's
photography
right.
is crazy important.
And that's exactly a lot of what happened was people were looking at online businesses and that type of thing.
Yeah.
We picked up a lot of businesses a lot of business from Grubhub and Uber Eats got interested in us and wanted us
Those.
to take pictures. And that was an instance where a lot of restaurants that, a lot of more, what you guess you'd call them more on the posh type restaurants that never in a million years would have even considered using Grubhub or Uber Eats or somebody
Right.
like
It was
that.
their only option.
Suddenly, suddenly they were interested in it because it was another way for them to sell
Makes
where
sense.
they wouldn't have even looked at it before.
Wow, fantastic. Well, that's so informative, and that's so great that you were able to keep going throughout all of this. I
Yeah,
think it's wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us and telling us a little
certainly.
bit about your process. And I just think that is so amazing that your first camera was from a comic book.
Yeah,
I love that story. That is so great. Well, thank you so much. If you want to find
you're
out more
welcome.
about Rob, you can find out under the link below. And we're really excited to have you here on the FENIX app. Can't wait.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.